Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am working on my October daily challenge. I am using the Joyful Journaler's Halloween Drawing Challenge, even though not all mine are drawings. And this one is candles. Well, I did candle, singular. And I'm just using a charcoal pencil because I figured I could wipe it off if I needed to, or wash it off, to sketch out my candlestick and candle. Trying to get that ellipse right, but it's not quite there. But then I'm going to go over it with Sharpie, and yeah, that's better. Just because I really like to be able to see my lines really well. And I just like that illustrated look, I guess. So how is everyone today? How's your October going? I thought I would make the candlestick gold, but just doing the plain gold was not bright enough. So I'm adding a little yellow ochre to it. And then I decide to add a little purple, because yellow and purple make a brown, to do the shading. Just because I thought it would be fun. I'm sorry, I'm like too far down on my table. I need someone who can who's checking my my camera work and saying, hey, move up, move up. And I put all that paint above me, so I can't move up now. I'm using a little white gesso from Dina Wakley to make my candle white. We'll add color and interest to it eventually, but this way it's blocked out so that whatever color I put on top will show up better. Yeah, that didn't work so well. So I challenged myself, in case you aren't aware, I challenged myself to do 1 page a day in this little book I created. I do have a video, or a couple videos, on how these pages, the backgrounds, were created for this, my October book. If you're interested, they will be in the description box below, along with a playlist link. And as I upload and finish each day, well, each time I upload, because I'm doing multiple days in one video, because it's easier editing that way. I'll add them to the playlist as we go along. I wanted it to look like drippy wax over there, but this just doesn't look very good. We'll come back to it. I'm taking a finer black pen just to get some lines in there. We'll fix that whiteness. The charcoal on the edges. We'll get rid of that eventually. Yeah, that just does not look right. Cover that up. I should have just done this to begin with, is make the drips with my finger. I've never done that before, and that was kind of fun texture, just to put those on there with my finger. So now I'm taking my Stabilo pencil, creating a little shading. Also want to give that candle surface to stand on. And I'm using matte medium to activate it so that it will be permanent when it's dry. This is something I like to do with Stabilo, especially when I'm doing it onto a page that already has paint on it, because that Stabilo's could wash right off, actually. Alright, so I decided my candle needed the glow factor, so I just have these metallic watercolors, and they work pretty well on top of acrylic paint. Just adding a little shimmer. They're tin box. I do have a link for them. They're a little pricey, but they are fun to play with, so that'll be linked down below as well. Any of the products that I think I know the link to, I will put down below, just in case you're interested. Now we have to add a cat, because that's my challenge to myself, is to put a cat on every page. And I think this one's kind of cute. Kind of silly, but kind of cute. And my Decoris white pen is running out, and I went to share the link the other day on my previous video, which I got the link, but they were out of stock. So sad. It's my favorite. So I pulled out the Funsel. It's just a little chubbier. It works for big things. And put in his face. Just giving the candle a little bit of shading. And there is day 5. And these aren't perfect by any means, but they are sure fun to create. All right, so day 6 was coffee or tea. I went for tea and made a teacup. And I decided my cat was going to be sitting on the saucer, and the cup was going to be kind of coming down over the top of him. I don't know, I think I might have seen that somewhere, and I'm sure that's how I came up with that, is seeing it somewhere. So I did sketch out my little drawing in advance. So there was drawing involved, but now I'm painting. I decided having the warm orange would be a good choice for Halloween or October themed teacup. It's supposed to translate as mostly white. Once it gets on the background, I think it kind of does. Just keep adding white. So now I've cut it out, and I want to create a little bit of shading. This is a Stadler marker. I have a set of them. I've had them forever. And just a cool gray, just to make it have a little bit more shading. And I did do, sorry, I did my little kitty off camera, and just did him in a gray watercolor, and just adding a little bit extra with the marker and some pen. think I try to put a little bit of white on there too, so you can see where his eyes are. I just felt like they didn't show up very much. Then inking around the edges to get rid of any of the white. It is done on watercolor paper, so it's a little bit thicker. I think that was watercolor. Could have been heavy sketchbook paper. I know the cup is on sketchbook paper. And I gotta cut out my little handle. I decided my teacup would have a fall theme. Decided to use some of those fall leaf stickers. Use them up, right? I was trying to decide where I wanted him, and I end up liking the cover the best. So he's going to be on the cover. And because this is a little heavier paper, I am using the art glitter glue to make sure it stays put. Okay, I decided he looks like he's just sticking on top, so I'm taking my Stabilo All again and gonna create a little shading underneath him and underneath the saucer. Only I'm using the smallest paintbrush I could possibly use. Put a little bit more shading in the cup. I didn't have an image, so there's no reference, so I wasn't quite sure about the shading. Probably should have been darker behind the cat, but you know. Maybe there's a light back there. I decided since this was the cover, I would kind of shade around the edges. And this is a gel crayon. Crayon. Okay, the word I picked for this one was sleep and dream, since the cat's asleep. And I decided since this was the cover, I needed a title. And I wanted it kind of Halloween, and I wanted it kind of relate to, these are just random phrases that I'm putting on the pages. So I put everyday words full of superstitions. That's the title of my book. Okay, so the next day is 7, and the prompt was caramel apple, but I think in my head I was thinking candy apple. So we're going with a candy apple. A red candy apple. Because I had this great paper that made a perfect candy apple. And just a scrap of sort of bronzy paper. I think it was a gel print, and I figured I would put my cat on that. And yeah, I'm doing it without sketching out, which is not like me. So he's kind of an interesting looking cat. And we're going to figure out, yeah, we'll put him opposite of the candy corn. We'll just have a whole candy page spread, 2-page spread. So are any of you doing any kind of challenge for October? If you are, let me know what it is. I like to learn about different challenges. I tried looking up different ones. I wanted to do a cat a day, so I looked up cat a day, but that was too complicated. It was more into real cats or something. I don't think it was really art related, so at least the thing I found. Sorry, I'm just watching. Try and get a little bit of white out of my pen. It's working good right now. I don't know. I thought I do around the edges just to kind of help him stand out a little bit. And I think I picked the right color to kind of match up with the background there so it doesn't stand out too much. And I just used a little bit of gray this time for the ground for them to be sitting on. I didn't go too dark. Oh, I put brown in there. But still, I didn't go with the black. Decided to add just a little bit more red to my candy apple. I don't think those are alcohol markers, but they're blending pretty well, I think. I thought he needed a little yellow, but I don't think he did. I think I could have left the cat alone without adding the yellow. You'll have to let me know what you think. So yeah, the words I put on there was give me a few moments. It's going to take a minute to eat his candy apple. Okay, so the next day, I think this is day 8, right? Is black cat. So I thought I would just sketch a black cat on the page. And I found kind of a quirky looking one and I really liked him. So I'm just putting him on and I'm going to just do him with Sharpie, not even paint. And this one's a pretty quick one. So I hope you've been enjoying these. There are more to come. If you like them, keep an eye out. If you've just found me and you like what you see, think about hitting that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Love to hear your comments. That also helps YouTube know that you like or are interested in what's going on. And I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you would do that. Try and use my pen for the eyes. Just letting the white on the eyes dry before I put in his pupils. Oh, and I decided I wanted to seal it. This is, I think it's clear gesso. It has a little bit of tooth so that I could color some color in his eyes. And I decided I'd gotten a little over the edge, and it actually changed the color of the cat. So, and I kind of liked it, so I decided to do it to the whole cat. I don't know, it might make it a little more painterly instead of marker-y. I'm never painting with the right brush at the right time. All right, so we're gonna give him some orange eyes. And put the little black in there, and he's just about finished. I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up, and I hope you have an awesome day.